Voices, be a voice radio. Back in the studio with my lovely supervisor and director of Wisconsin Voices. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Keon.
Good morning.
It's good to see you, sir.
The pleasure is mine, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, we missed you Friday.
What you saw?
Yeah, we missed you, man.
Oh, this that one?
Debo held it down. Oh, shout out to Debo as well for holding it down for us. He looked out for us, so shout out to him.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
I'm back.
She's back. Where's my gift?
I'm gonna tell y'all what happened to me,
Could have brought me a Luke dancer or something.
dude. I didn't see any. I'm gonna tell you what.
They in their 60s.
No. What's wrong with
AARP
us in
getting
our
letters.
50s and 60s? We can still drop it.
Did you
They,
hear
they
Brian?
getting the
over here?
AARP letters. The first round, you got to think the first round of Luke dancers are in getting AARP.
Yeah, they 55.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
worry.
the
I
first
was
group.
in the first round. No, just kidding. Y'all didn't watch the Freaknik
Well,
video?
that's why you
Right.
got it. Hey,
They got the Hulu
when we talk
documentary
about
coming
a
out.
success rate. That's why you're in politics.
Some of them
So,
in politics too now.
So
Politics.
hey, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. Last week I went to Miami for a training, and I was so excited to be a part of this training because it is something that's gonna really help our community in the state of Wisconsin. And I get off the plane at noon. I go lay down for about an hour, brush my teeth, making sure my breath is fresh. Did a COVID test, and bam, it came back positive. That was the first time I had COVID since this whole time. The whole time. And I was an essential worker and never got it. And I was stuck in a hotel up until Sunday when I came home. It was horrible. I hope everybody feel bad for me. Do I have a collective? Aw, poor baby.
Here we go. Wah, wah,
Oh,
wah.
that's
It hit me
just wrong.
twice, 2021, and then back in November, y'all remember I told you that horrible Friendsgiving situation I went to.
Oh, well, they there was a couple things that I learned in this. I tried to call my doctor, and do you know my doctor couldn't talk with me, even though he was my doctor. He knows all my medication, my history, because he was not licensed in Florida. And he had to be licensed in Florida to give me any medical advice. That was the first thing that tripped me out. But
I would have been like, my insurance pay you in Wisconsin, partner.
right, but I
So was
was
my cell phone.
Right.
Still.
And my body needs
Right.
your help right now.
but they
Wherever it
would
is.
not allow he couldn't give me any advice, and luckily my insurance, I found it in network insurance company, and I went to a urgent care. Now let me tell you about that urgent care. That urgent care was the bomb. I mean, I waited maybe 5-10 minutes. They did everything they need, had in my medical. So I think all those retirees down there has made that healthcare system pretty good down there.
Y'all gonna
Gave
take
me
care of us.
medicine and did everything I needed to do, and called me, followed up that day. And then I had to go back again, and they followed up the next day with, asking me was I satisfied with their service. I was like, oh, okay.
So you're retiring to Florida then, right?
But no, not at all. But I am glad that I am back. I'm so glad the people that we have in our organization can hold it down. When one of us is missing, all the rest of us can step in. So I love that about what we do. I'm so happy to see Keon though.
Hey, baby.
His head shining. He
Hey,
looked
baby.
good.
Yeah. That's funny. I always look good after some traumatic love experience.
So what happened to you Friday?
What happened? Michelle always said, I'd be like, maybe that's telling me something. That's not the one to be into.
In the words, wait. In the
Like,
words,
what you doing? Why you look so clean and happy? I be like, I don't know. I'm sad.
in the words of most of the people, what had happened?
What happened to what?
Why you? What was the love?
Traumatic
thing?
love experience.
Yeah.
Oh no! No, we're not handling
No.
those the same.
Oh.
The new ones, the glow brings the energy that
Yeah.
brings them closer. So I'm good.
Oh, so you glowing?
No,
Okay.
yeah, I'm glowing. Flowers blooming.
You look
morning
good.
dew, and the music seems.
You look like you got some rest.
Yeah, I did not just say traumatic. Yeah, no more fussing.
Yeah.
But no, Friday I had some.
He said, "You did you
Tell
say
you,
I ain't got to
had a
fuss no more?"
great weekend. I'm trying to still love, but it's like, I'm good. If you don't want it, I don't want it. No, just had some business to take care of.
Why is he talking in riddles? What you
There was no riddles. You got to keep up, baby. This is talk radio.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Sound like listen. If we can't keep up, then maybe I need to go over there.
Yeah.
Well,
It was just business. A lot of things been going on. A lot of positive things.
That's your business. I was just
No, you said what happened Friday. I said just business. It was
I
a lot
thought
of positive things.
I
going
thought
on.
you had a good story to tell us.
No, I wasn't going there. I was trying to get to the answering his side questions at the same time. There wasn't no riddles. He kept jumping in.
And we're trying to keep up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Be a voice, Wisconsin voice.
Just a lot of business, a lot of things going on. Got to elevate myself into a new class of
Keon?
Judges. I've been leveled up. I'm in a new space, so I had to take time off from here to go take care of some business, and it was cool. Further later.
Well, I'm glad we're all back. I had a conversation earlier today with a gentleman, and it sparked a more relevant question. We'll have some more candidates coming on the next couple of weeks. They have put their when they could come in, and so we're trying to schedule everything. But and the first candidates will be on tomorrow on the show. But I guess the question is, as we're going through this election cycle, what do you want to see in a candidate? What are the things that you value? Because the candidates come in and they tell us what they want or what they need, and even as a candidate myself, I say what I wanted to do. But one of the things I always, when I first started running, I always go and knock on doors and I say, what's important to you and what do you want to see in an elected official? And when I get it, then if they have some unrealistic thing, I just say, I ain't gonna be doing that. But I mean, so you'll have a clear understanding of who I am. But one of the things this gentleman said, that he wanted them to represent the people. What does that look like? What does that mean?
Did we forget?
No, because here's the thing. When you say you want them to represent their district, represent the people, all people are not going to agree on stuff. So how do some people might think that the crime is the number one priority. Some people might think I don't care, I want the potholes fixed. Some people, have all these different, things that they will put as a priority. But how do you navigate that? How do you want them to navigate that?
I guess the most important first.
But what is that's
the most critical?
But what is critical to you might not be critical to me.
So people dying is not as bad as your tires getting messed up?
Honestly, maybe not. I'm just saying, I'm not saying one way or the other.
As long as they're all on the list and you working on all of them, that's representation.
Right, but I have heard so many people want their one thing done.
Okay, so criminals vote too. So does that mean you don't work on crime because they want to continue to commit it?
I'm not answering one way or the other. Gotcha. I'm just bringing these questions up because they do come up. Mm-hmm. They do come up where I didn't get my so I had a person in Milwaukee who called me, and they just asked, how does the process work, even though I wasn't their representative, because they had a huge pothole in their alley. Well, with this, she knew about the pothole. She tried to avoid it, but ended up spraining her ankle because of the pothole. And it was so big, and, trying to go over it. And then there was another pothole right after that. So she ended up spraining her ankle.
Trying to get out the first one.
Yeah, just trying to avoid the first one. And she had called her alderperson numerous times, just trying to get. Well, then I find out, I made a phone call to one of the alder people that I know, and they said that their budget only allows for a few alleys to be resurfaced per year. So that's, you know, how many alleys are in the city of Milwaukee.
When I was real young, I read an article about this, about a Milwaukee article about the alleys. And it said in this article, I probably was in my early 20s, it said that some of these alleys in Milwaukee will not be fixed for the next 150 to
Yep.
200 years.
Oh yeah, there's still an alley.
And this was like 2012, 2013, maybe even before that.
There's still an alley between 11th and 12th Street between Concordia and Ring. That's still cobblestone.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, the
You know
over
what
on
I'm
Third
saying?
Street. Look, it looked like you down on over on
at
Third
Tulia.
Street.
But that's the
Look at
point. It's like,
20th Street
where do
itself.
you prioritize? You know,
Mhm.
is alleys a priority?
I think so.
Like for
Oh.
us in Glendale, and it's in my district, especially in District 1, most of Glendale has either a driveway or some kind of path. They don't have alleys, but most of my district does have alleys. So when they were talking about the importance of doing that, I had to fight hard because none of the other alder people, except for maybe in the District 6 in my area, she was the only one with alleys. And so they were like, well, why should we spend this? But they're still part of our community. Just because everybody else has a garage or they have, you know, a driveway, our garages are connected to the alley. So even though it may not be something that is important to most of the city, because it was important to my district, I had to like fight tooth and nail to get that. And even go into a capital plan where I 5 years ago said, let's put this on the capital improvement plan. And then when it came up, they were like, well, we don't need to do that. And I was like, oh, yes, we're doing it. I did it exactly the way I was supposed to do it. I put it in the budget for 5 years. This is what is going to happen. So it depends on, I guess it depends on what you want to see in your elected officials.
Right, because if you could live in an area where the crime isn't as bad as it is living in certain parts of Milwaukee, and you may more be concerned about keeping presentation for your community versus you living in a deeper area or a lower end or a more conflict area of Milwaukee where you want to stop the cats from, you know, doing whatever because they've been getting away with it for, you know, 7 to 10 years, and people just overlook them because they got a connection with somebody downtown, and then they know somebody who got a community business or something like that. So you maybe want to stop that, and then, you know, out in another area may just want to make the area look good and not, oh, we don't got that much crime. We got a couple burglaries, but we don't got that many shootings. So it just really depends on, like you said, your priority for that neighborhood. Yep. Because some people just still look at it like this. When it comes to crime, we know what's gonna happen. You know, you can't stop everybody. We know, it's, you know, some people see it like, okay, we know crime, burglary, robbery is gonna happen, so we might as well just go ahead and do our best to kind of make it look good or bring something to the community. I don't know. I feel like everybody has different, like you said, different feelings about what they want for their individual neighborhood. Because
and also, elected officials are not miracle workers. They are not. They cannot just snap their fingers and make something happen. And especially in the city of Milwaukee, they have 15 people they have to get to
vote on it
to agree with them on certain things, and everybody's vying for their own, you know, piece of the pie. You have to work together to try to say, hey, you know, let's work together, we can get this done. But they're not miracle workers. What do you guys think? 414-444-5250. We're gonna see. I personally want an elected official for me, if I'm voting for somebody who is going to stand up for my district or the community that I live in. They don't have to be perfect, but they also have to be able to get the job done. I want to see somebody doing something. I cannot, the one thing I hate is when they are sitting there and you don't hear from them and they are not bringing anything to the table and they're just doing nothing.
That's what my problem is that's the one thing I don't want in alderman. I kind of agree with everything you said. Is somebody that's not being responsive to their communities, to the needs of the people, their constituents. Don't even come in the community to even know what, you know, is going on the blocks. Don't answer their phones, not responsive. I want somebody that's going to even if that's something they can't do or they need to get it voted on, at least explain that to your constituents.
why I couldn't get passed or stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I
And then
understand.
have community meetings. I don't see no alderman that I could think of in the city of Milwaukee, but Malayla Cobbs. I think she has it once a month, an hour with the alderman. But pretty
Brett.
Pratt,
Brett
she
is
do.
holding them now. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And then she's by
I've been to a couple of
she's
them.
my alderman. So I just need that information on her to spread the word to the community because I live maybe on
There,
the same block, but not on the same block as her, but a couple of streets down. She's on like 17, 18.
She had a couple of them at the Custer.
Okay,
and
but
there,
I didn't get no information about it.
and there may be
Others too, yeah.
others too, but that's the issue. Let's get that information out there.
Yeah.
Make it convenient for the people that need to go. Don't put it at 2 o'clock in the middle of the day when most people work. Sometimes you're going to have a Saturday. You're going to have a Sunday. Don't try to make it at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday because people are tired. They worked all week. Why don't you have it at noon on a Saturday or after church on a Sunday?
I always had those discussions with the electeds because you remember the Strauss issue?
Yeah.
The Strauss meat plant?
Yes.
And what people don't realize, when they talked about Michelle, I was sitting right here when Michelle opened up an email 3 minutes before we went on air. And was like, what is this? Oh, hell no. Because she lived down the way. It wasn't a plan. And then people that we knew as she talked about it that day were like, when that meeting happening? I got the daycare over here. People were calling in. And I had a conversation with the brother on that Monday, the day before it happened, about y'all don't utilize the stations and get information out like you should. You bring it out a day before or 2 days before, or you want to come on the man show on Friday and the event is Saturday. You should be getting people prepared 2 weeks ahead of time, or when you know it is, so they can plan on being there, plan on taking off, But they do a lot of social media and internet using, and everybody's not on that. So while we were having that argument, a very prominent and business owner was at the meeting, and he looked on his phone and said, "Damn, Ken, I can get the radio station on my phone." I said, "See," and he driving the Benz with the big house and all these businesses. He still don't know. So I think a lot of times they don't go through the old school methods of doing doors and mailers, or handing out stuff, or they try to use social media. And how many of us really look at a lot of promotions when we on social media and on commercial?
We
usually skip the ads.
But it also depends on how your algorithm is. Because if you don't look at that stuff, it's not going to pop up.
Right.
So I guess it's about your likes and
yeah.
Well, 414-444-5250.
One more question before you go to the commercial. So when is the election? April 9th?
April 2nd.
April 2nd, the first. So 4 weeks from tomorrow.
Yes.
So we got 4 weeks to pay attention and get her done. And I think it's been slow because we had November off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, we lost traction, and we really got to get folks back up. And there's a lot of folks running for office.
Yep. We'll talk about that when we get back on the other side of this.
4 weeks.
414-444-5250.
You're listening to Wisconsin Voices, Be a Voice Radio. Follow us at BAWI Voice and learn more at wisconsinvoices.org. Wisconsin Voices 3 pillars: protecting democracy, teaching advocacy, building community.
You're listening to WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee.
You are now listening to Wisconsin Voices, Be a Voice Radio.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So we do want to hear from the community on what they want to see in their aldermen when they're elected officials in their entirety. So give us a call at 414-444-5250. We would love to hear what the community thinks about this. And also Keon mentioned voting was April the 2nd. Yes, that's election day, but early vote starts March 19th. So so you definitely can get your voice heard much earlier.
We got quite a few um, seats that that you'll be voting for, and we'll start with the city of Milwaukee. Um, we have, and I am going to pronounce these names as best as I can. So now that the primary is over, there's two people to vote for mayor, either Cavalier Johnson or David King. Those two are running for the mayor of Milwaukee. Then we have city attorney, and there's Tierman Spencer and Evan Goki. There is a comptroller, and it's Gregory Grays and Bill Christensen. There is nobody running against Spencer Coggs for treasurer, so he is vote for him anyway because it's only one person. In Alderman District 1, there is no Andrea Pratt is the only one on the ballot. She will be representing you for the next 4 years in District 1. District 2 is Mr. Mark Chambers Jr., and he does not have an opponent as well. District 3, there is a race with Jonathan Brostoff and Aisha Griffin. So people in District 3, pay attention to who you would like to see represent you there. In District 4, there is Bob Bauman and Ray Nitty Boyness. And I apologize for the mispronunciation of the name if I did. District 5, which is Bruce Winters and Lamont Westmoreland. District 6, we have Malele Coggs and Brandon Patton. District 7, we have DeAndre Jackson and Jessica Curry. We had both of them on the show. On District 8, we have Ryan I am so sorry, Anticaz, Antzak, and I'll get these names straight. I'm apologizing. And Jocasta Zambaripa. District 10, we have Richard Gleedon and Charlene Moore. District 11, Peter Burgeslis and Josh Zepnick. And that is it for people who have opponents. There's a lot of choices to be made.
Did you say Ray Nitty?
Yeah. Yes, Ray Nitty is running.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but his name is he has a West Indian name. It's very
Ray Honio
Boynes.
Nitty Boyne.
Okay.
Boyness.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
He
definitely
is-
use that song to get my campaign going. I like her. I want a wife. Do you know about Ray Nitty?
No. I'm not commenting on any particular candidate because we just want them to come in. We just sent emails out to have them come on the show whenever they want to, if they
Mhm.
want to, and just talk about their candidacies.
Okay.
Um, there's a lot to think about. These are people that are going to represent you for the next 4 years at least.
Mhm.
And if you like
Bless
your
you, bless you.
constituent or you like your candidate, and then you should, if you like your alder person, you should support them. If you don't like them, then you have a choice, but you have to pay attention, be aware of who's running. um I find that it's interesting that people don't, a lot of people, and this is just my observation, not everybody, but a lot of people are concerned and have a lot of gripes, and and want to talk about what's wrong up until it's time to vote, and then they don't want to hear anything about voting. They don't
Mhm.
want to go out there and actually listen to what the candidates have to say. But after April 2nd, when it's May and June and things aren't going the way they think they should go, then they have a lot to say, but they
Mhm.
haven't participated in the process.
Mhm.
I 414-444-5250. It's awfully quiet out there, and maybe what we're saying is what people agree with. Maybe they disagree with us. Um,
Yeah, I like to hear it big time.
Yeah, I really wanted to hear from the community on this issue, this topic.
because you can assume, and you know what they say when you assume.
Mm-hmm.
We could ask.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't say all that. I was just saying people know what the phrase is.
Mm-hmm.
Only Latoya would go there.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna ask for Jesus in
Oh,
prayer.
yes, Jesus.
It's
Amen.
amen, and it's
and
can I have one more?
Amen.
Amen.
But that's kind of what we're going at to. We will be passing out flyers in the next couple of days all over, trying to put them out there so you'll know the information about early voting. You'll know who's on the ballot for the, at least in the Milwaukee County
Well,
area.
we have a caller.
Let's see what our caller has to say.
Caller, you are on the air.
Good morning, good people. How y'all doing today?
Pretty
Good
good. Pretty
morning.
good. Good morning.
Glad to hear it.
Glad to hear
Uh,
from you.
there was there was a comment made about treasurer, and I'm a taxpayer, and my taxes went up, and I cannot contact Spencer Cobb. So I'm voting. I'm gonna write somebody in just because there's one person on the ballot for that seat. We got to hold our elected officials accountable.
Yes.
I tried to speak to him at Juneteenth last year, and I wasn't successful because he rode through the parade and left the fairgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
But I would encourage people to reach out to his office, especially in things that matters related to tax assessments and homes in our city. I know there's other variables taking place in why our taxes are going up, but we have to hold our elected officials accountable. And just because there's no one running, I will still be writing in a candidate to oppose him.
And that's how you
Oh,
do
and
it.
that's exactly what you're. This is the choices that you can make. There's no candidate on. If you didn't like that candidate, you can write it. But this is the part of democracy that
Mm-hmm.
works. As long as
Yeah.
you.
And I like that you're holding them accountable.
I just heard just vote for it because there wasn't nobody on. No, we can't just keep voting for people because nobody opposes them. We
But
gotta. Go ahead.
just to like the definition of the city treasurer, and it's this is from the City of Milwaukee website. The city treasurer is primarily responsible for the following: receiving and accounting for all monies paid to the city, making distributions that have been vouchered for payment by the city comptroller, managing and investing city funds not needed to meet current expenditures. So I think you need to find out who you need to talk to about your assessment, because that's I mean it's there's
Well,
probably
there's a lot of frivolous spending being taken place in the city as well. So just because nobody's opposing them, I believe that we have to bring some accountability into our city government on this, especially in the state of inflation. And you're correct. If he's not responsible, I can't hold that to him. But there's a lot of things that we're being taxed for, and not just him in general, but there's a lot of things that we're being charged that we shouldn't be. And nobody speaks for the people. Our older people don't speak for us either. Thank y'all so much.
thank you.
you so much.
Um,
Appreciate you.
And that's where we have to keep trying to make sure that there is a some kind of communication between the communities that we serve and the older people that are making the policies and the decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But there is, this is not just aldermen. They're not just supervisors, county supervisors. These are the policymakers. We're going into the fall election as well, and that's going to be, I believe, all state reps as well as senators, depending. I don't know exactly how that's going to work because of the maps. But everybody could be up all at once. And then with the new maps, this could change the dynamic of Madison. And remember, the county is an arm of the state. So what happens with the state is affected by the county. That state, whatever happens in the state, will affect the county. But do we all know that? That's why we are doing a Wisconsin Voices have a Civic 101 class. You can go on the website. I had to cancel the last one, and I apologize.
What's
We're
the
going to reschedule that one. But if you go on the website at wisconsinvoices.org, scroll down a little bit and you'll see Civics 101. And all you got to do is, if you're interested, put your name and address in there and your email address. And when we schedule the next one, you will get an email letting you know when that next time or date is. That is wisconsinvoices.org. There's a lot of changes that need to be made, but we're gonna, keep trying to do what we can. Caller,
You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Annette, and I have a passion for voting as well as registering people to vote. I can't really walk around anymore like I used to, and assist people. But when I did do that, registering people to vote, I would be like at the welfare office or outside of Walmart or just even by SBC when they were over there off of Capitol. And I'd have my car. I'd be sitting right there by my car. And I'd be like, have you registered to vote? Have you registered? Just doing what I needed to do. And a lot of them were saying, wow, I don't have to go downtown. I could really register with you right now. And I did that. And I got like 300 people. It's not that hard. And then they would ask me questions. And the reason why I had the answer for them is because if I don't know, how can I tell them? And what I do is I go by the 3 prongs. First of all, registering, okay, educating yourself, and then participating. And the thing is that the last brother that called, sure, that's your right to write in a vote. But when you do that, you give it to Trump. This man, if we have our democracy taken away, and I've never been as eminent as I am now, it's going to look like Russia. Russia has no democracy. We lose our rights to almost generally everything. And protection of our voting rights and things like that, it just baffles my mind that they don't even research this, ma'am. So I pray every day that we beat this situation. God bless you for letting me talk, but it bothers me because I have grandchildren.
Yeah, I
Your
understand what you're
children.
saying.
Well, and I understand there is, remember, you can register to vote, myvote.wisconsin.gov. That is the only way to register unless you go to your city clerk's office
Yes.
or whatever city you live in. But we need to keep registering. You have to register yourself. We can't even.
Yes.
We used to. I know back in the day when you used to sit there and you said, that you were a certified person that you could register people, but that is not the case in Wisconsin anymore. Thank you,
And I
ma'am.
enjoyed it. And you know what? I enjoyed meeting people because I'm a people person. And just that feeling. And working at the polls. I work the polls as well. This is so important. Voting to me, I used to take my grandkids out. They're like, what do we do now, Mom? I said, ask that person if they want to vote. This is so, take your kids and just show them how important it is.
How important it is.
I
Thank you
love
so
you guys
much for
so much
calling
for
in.
letting me. Hi, Keon. He knows me. All right now.
All
I
right.
see
You have a
Keon.
good day in that.
Vote.
Thank you
Keon
so
has a
much.
fan base. I didn't know you had that kind of fan base. Oh, it's all over the country.
We have another caller.
Okay.
Hello, caller.
Good morning.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
This is Mr. Holmes.
Hi, Mr. Holmes. How you doing?
Our conversation was shortened the last time. I'm calling to help educate people to the point where in the last 50 years, we have not had a representative government. What I mean by that is we have put people in office who do not represent the people who put them there. And they have done a lot of things that the community doesn't know about because they don't communicate with the community. You've had 3 good aldermen in the last 50 years who tried to do things outside of City Hall and make sure the people who they represent know what they're doing and why. 3. And I run for office in this city, both school board and aldermanic. But the point is, the people that are sitting in those seats now basically only represent themselves. We've got to find people who care about the city of Milwaukee and the people who live in it, who put them in office. And that's not happening right now. So I heard a lot about what you said, and you're doing a good job so far. But you need to expand that. As you said, you're going to have meetings and other seminars to do that. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was the 3 that you felt represented the community?
2 of them are dead. The other one is Alderman Cox.
Okay. Thank you.
That's 3. There's 2 of them are dead, and Alderwoman Cox. Woo. Caller, we have another caller.
The one with Marlene Johnson. No, she's still alive.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, so, he should have gotten so bad.
Okay. Now we were thinking like, who
Yeah,
is
that's
it?
why I asked, because I really wanted to know the 3.
Al, call us back and give us the other 2.
Mr. Holmes, we want to know. Caller,
you on the air?
Is this Tamika?
This is Tamika.
Hi, Tamika. This is Diane.
It is who?
Diane.
Hello, Diane. How are you?
I'm good. I was thinking you had told me about the have civic class.
Yes, ma'am.
And a lot of times people don't know why they're voting or what the people they're voting for does in this office, in their office. And the civic class would be a great start. I mean, I don't know why we don't get it that learning is the best way to know something, you
Repeat
know.
that. Repeat that. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I was just saying, the civics class would be a great way to get people out.
The civics class will get people out and
Get them educated on what people what they do in office, what their type, what their duties are.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you have to have it you got radio time. You can give 15 minutes of an explanation of what goes on, however long you're on Monday, Tuesday, Friday. That's easy. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
But I like my local elections better than I do, president, whatever it is,
Right.
because it benefits me
Mm-hmm.
to vote. And that's all I want. Everybody else, you know, I'm looking for what's going on out here. I'm not looking at a lot of this stuff, but even if I vote in the election, I'm not going to get the rhetoric, and hoopla. But here in my state, I want somebody to represent me if I can't represent myself.
Huh?
And a lot of times, we don't want people to know what we do because we ain't doing it.
Yeah. Amen.
Well, thank you, Miss Diane.
I'm encouraging you to get it going because you sound like you can really bring us some information that we can use.
We are trying. That is one of the things, but with Wisconsin Voices, we really try to protect democracy, build community, teach advocacy. Look, we have experts that come in and help train. We, as a staff, learn and grow from the community as well. We are not by any means the end all and know everything. We learn as we learn, we inform you. There are experts out there, and there are people who are really just have blessed us to give us information. So we're trying to get the most accurate information out there, to choose who the community wants to serve them, and that is the biggest hurdle, is making sure that you know all your options. um it's a hard, it's hard out here because people are sometimes so disheartened on what's going on, but I don't want them to give up. I don't want them to give up on who represents them, or
Mm-hmm.
or give up on our city or our state, because we got some great people that are running. We got some people who really want to do some good stuff. So I think it's just educating them on who they are. This is
The roles, huh?
WNOV 860 AM 106.5. You are listening to Be a Voice, Wisconsin Voices podcast. And we'll be back.
Wisconsin Voices 3 pillars: protecting democracy, teaching advocacy, building community.
You're listening to Wisconsin Voices Be a Voice Radio. Follow us at BAWI Voice and learn more at wisconsinvoices.org.
Please join Wisconsin Voices every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. We will be focusing on community partnerships, voter education, and long-term collective impact for all Wisconsinites.
WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee.
I'm gonna ask everyone. We gonna have we need some prayers going over here to whoever you pray to, because Latoya has some things on her mind. Latoya, we're gonna let you go ahead, and this is her. We got 10 minutes. We're gonna let you. She has a gripe today.
I have a gripe today with seeing all these handsome, lovely young men out here sagging with the crack of their booties out. I'm gonna say it nicely, with the crack of their booties out. Sometimes they underwear be dirty looking. We gotta do better. Cause as Keon made a great statement, crack kills. So
Well, I think that's our PSA for today.
yes.
For this is from Latoya.
From Latoya Jackson.
The opinions of our guests.
The opinions of our staff are their own opinions. It does not represent Wisconsin voices. But for real.
So
anybody else got something to say about that? Please give us
we
a
just
call.
did
Like Brad said, it don't matter because they're doing it 8 to 80.
8 to 80,
or
yeah.
at least 8 to 62.
The ones that still want to be, 22 and they 62.
Toys R Us adults.
Yeah,
I know that's
they
right.
still want to hang out. They still want to hang out in the 19 to 25-year-old crowd, and
or it
all
could
that.
be someone like myself who has no hips, and no matter if I wear a belt or not, they still say
Buy some
suspenders.
I won't do suspenders.
Because that's one thing my dad had. He had his suspenders. He passed away in 2012, and he had them suspenders to 2012. He gonna make sure his pants was up. He ain't like no belt, but he sure had his suspenders because he wasn't gonna show you the crack of his boot.
I do have a question for Keon though. Keon, let's talk about your Wednesday venture with the community. I love the fact that you are still out there trying to feed the community, the people that are in the Atkinson area and are in the surrounding area.
Did you get to listen to any of the show while you were gone?
No, I was sick.
They brought Brandon in, and we actually gave a history of that.
Oh,
and it's even bigger than the pantry. The pantry was just what we held on to when things got rough, COVID. But that the whole point in the Atkinson Park venture, the programming, which we're trying to get back to this year, we're going to get back to. There's no try about it. We're already planning and working with the Parks Foundation and getting ready to get stuff the ball rolling with the Milwaukee County Parks. But it all started with mediation and generational, the Hatfields and McCoy situation that have been going on for over 30 years. So it really is bringing village together, and henceforth, getting folks from the neighborhood to come together and serve themselves. I'm just the conduit for the organizations and whatnot.
But you are part of that community. You live smack in the middle of it.
Yes,
and you give right back to that community.
And that's my choice. I love my city. I mean, I grew up in several neighborhoods. This is just the one I was born in, and I grew up here, but I ran through here. But I'm a child of Milwaukee. Period. I got neighborhoods. I got neighborhoods. My mother's been on the Hampton area since 1990. I've been on 41st and North since 79. I was born here in 77. So, but yeah, that Saturday venture is growing. We've got to kind of better organize that, but it's going to come with the volunteerism that comes with the park programming. Because the first 2 years, the years prior to COVID, it just took off. It was real big. And that's what we want to get back to, the activities and programming in the park during the summer hours, weekdays while the children are out of school. We already have the OK. I spoke to Viola Rembert over at Heart Love Place. They'll be supplying us with the summer meals program, the breakfast and the lunch, 8 a.m. and 12, and possibly dinners. We'll see what the volunteerism looks like. Right. And then with that, there's the basketball camp, and that supports the camp. And by having that, it brings the other activities. When we started our first 2 years, we had reading and tutoring. We actually had a building down the street, but I think we'll be able to, with a little fundraising. I'm about to get into that mode with a couple of organizations I deal with. get breaking the ask, the fear to ask, or whatever you want to call it. I used to grow up, get the money, make it happen. But in this game, it takes a lot more than what you can really bring. So I think we can get tents and other tables and stuff out there. But we're gonna turn this stuff out this year.
And what if you want to volunteer? What's your email address?
Well, currently, the Village Group MKE at gmail.com. The Village Group MKE at gmail.com. I have been working on the website for quite a while. We're going to tighten that up so we can make it even easier.
Then there'll be a click of a button.
Yeah, or you
put your name on there
for everything, donations and all.
Say that again.
The Village Group MKE at gmail.com. You can give me a call directly right now. I had a Village Group phone for years, but consolidated down to my personal 414-581-9238. Once again, that's 414-581-9238.
I don't know if you should have did that.
I've been doing that for years.
I know, but
Eric Brown warned me about that.
Yeah, but you gotta
following. I get it all. So I do have to create a new phone. I even got to create a new Facebook page for my family because I miss out on deaths and people close to me. The community uses my social media so much that I don't use it as much as the community does. Have announcements. Yeah, government offices, they share everything on my page. So therefore,
what's wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with the algorithm.
Oh,
so
right.
I don't see family functions.
Oh.
When I started, it was just family. It blew up. So now I have to start another page for my personal work. Just like I got to get another phone number for my personal work.
You gonna get that out too, like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
This number's been 11 years running. So yeah, this is a business. So you can definitely call 414-581-9238. And then there'll be picnics, barbecues, and anybody that wants to bring an activity to the park. This is a model area. Yeah. So this year, like when we started, COVID just kind of shut us down hard, but I don't do target areas. We do model areas. We try to, my whole point is to model activities and a certain facilitation of things and take it around the other pocket parks in the community. Not necessarily the big ones, but the pocket parks that need it, the garden homes, and other little parks.
What is Johnson Park now called? The one on Fond du Lac?
I don't know what they changed the name to.
Changed the name?
Yeah, but that's the one
it's like Lindbergh is Berrien Park now, Lucille Berrien. Yeah.
That's where we have our community cookout this year.
Dig it. That's a picnic park though, isn't it? They have picnic tables and
they have tables and they have a pavilion with a nice space for kids. But we decided we take our community cookout. We first originally did it at McGovern Park, and then we moved it last year to Sherman Park, but we want to go back. We're doing it at Johnson Park, and I know it's a different name of Johnson Park, but we all know it is Johnson Park.
Eric Tugman.
No.
And they renamed one of the parks
across from Alice
but like the Village Group focus is pocket parks.
Right.
These parks in neighborhoods that don't, and they seem to be in disenfranchised neighborhoods. They're not picnic parks. Like I said, garden homes. I don't know if a Stark Park was a city park or a county park, but you got little county pocket parks around here.
Yeah, like the one off 15th Columbus or whatever.
Columbia. Now that's a city park. Columbia,
but it's not a picnic park, as you would say.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like county parks. Atkinson is a county park, and Garden Homes is a county park.
Okay.
City parks usually have the Milwaukee Rec because they have some with MPS usually tied to them, so they have the basketball courts in the building. Columbia has been remodeled, and they have it is a rec area. They got a whole new building.
They have an area for the rec. Yeah, I know they have the basketballs, but
no, they redid that whole park.
Oh wow!
Oh, they got lights on at night. They got concrete benches. It's beautiful. I was like, whoa, now this is what they need to do. They have a neighborhood association that fought for that and got together with rec and redid it. Just like Garden, what is this park down here? Green Bay. They got a whole new tennis courts, a whole new playground, whole new basketball courts. They just restructured everything. They actually dug up the ground and redid it. So there are certain. What's the other one over by North Division? Oh my God!
Oh, there I've seen that one right next to the post office. Yep, that's nice.
I can't think of the name of it. Franklin Heights.
Franklin Heights. Yeah, they redid that.
Well, so we're gonna do what we can to make sure that people get information. We're starting again. We will have some candidates on tomorrow. Oh,
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 I'm talking about the history of what we're gonna do Wednesdays at Atkinson Park. What we say, 12:30.
Mm-hmm.
The loads have been getting larger, so we leave the station, we go get the loads, we set them up, and we give it out. So 12:15 is pretty much lineup time, even though folks are pulling up in their cars at 11:15 to be first in line.
Yeah.
And they sat there in the cold with bags to be first in line. But our giveaway, our pantry giveaway is every Wednesday, 12:15 or so until it's gone.
On 10th and Atkinson.
Yeah, 936 West Atkinson Avenue.
thank you for listening to Be a Voice, Wisconsin Voices, Be a Voice. See you tomorrow.
WNOV 860 and W293CX.